Hey everybody, it's Captain Shane, and today I'm going to go over how to do some initial cockpit preparation for your Rotate MD-11 for XP12. So when you load it into the sim, typically you're going to have it cold and dark, and here's what I do to get started. I go over to the electronic flight bag, turn that on, and I go to Parked with External Power. And basically this is simulating the ground crew getting out to the aircraft before you, getting the power turned on, so you as the flight crew show up and need to do your initial cockpit prep. So we have Parked with External Power, basic stuff on right now. Okay, so what I'm using today is going to be my own custom checklist. And here we go, cockpit preparation with external power running. Now, I do intend to port this over into X Checklist, which is another plugin for XP12. I just haven't gotten around to it. So for now, I have it on a separate monitor on this, WordPad. So I'll be off on the right-hand side reviewing this. If you want a copy of this, let me know. Come to my Discord and I'll hook it up for you. Anyway, so let's start. First thing I do is make sure that the gear handle is down and locked. Okay. Next, now this is specific to my virtual airline, I would initiate the Smart Cars A-Car system. If you're flying offline, don't worry about that. It's nothing you need to do. Next, we're going to go up to the APU and engine fire test, and I'm going to depress this button. I'm going to press and hold it until I hear all the fire enunciations for the APU engines 1, 2, and 3.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire. Engine 1, fire.
Okay, next I'm going to go down here and do the enunciator light test.
Overspeed.
And I'm going to make sure all my digits and lights and everything come on
Overspeed.
in the entire cockpit.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
You'll also get the overspeed warning.
Overspeed.
Okay?
Overspeed.
The next thing we're going to do is turn on our IRSs 1, 2, and 3. And that will initiate the cargo fire test. After that, I'm going to go ahead and open this guard and initiate the hydraulic pressure test. Make sure you coordinate with your ground people first so you don't hit anybody with an aileron or something, because flight controls will move during this test. You hit test, close the guard, then I'm going to come down here to my status page and turn on the hydraulic synoptic, and then this will run through the hydraulic pressure test. So this is going to use the hydraulic system controllers and make sure that all of the aux pumps and the transfer pumps and all that stuff are operating correctly. I let that run in the background. You'll see a high pressure test on the enunciator here. If there's a failure here, you'll get a readout as to what actually failed. Okay, back to the overhead panel. We're going to do emergency power to arm. So what that's going to do is it's going to initiate an emergency power test. Okay. And that's going to run in the background. And for a few seconds, you're going to see the emergency power on when it's just doing a test. So what you do is you just kind of let it do its own thing. Don't intervene. Don't touch anything else on the electrical panel while that's running. In a few seconds, you'll see this light go out. There it is. It's off. And then if you come down to your EAD, you'll get an enunciation for battery charging. Alright, that's completely normal. You want to see that because basically the emergency power was testing, so you drew some amperage off the battery. It's going to recharge it. It takes a few minutes to recharge. No problem there. Okay, next, back to the overhead. Emergency lights to armed. Windshield defog on. Nav lights and logo lights should already be on. Verify that they're on. If nav lights are off, it'll say off. If logo light is off, it'll say off. If it says on and nothing here, those are correct. Okay, no smoking signs. On. And the seatbelts. Okay, standby ADI. That's going to be down here. We're going to pull to uncage that. Electronic flight bag. You're going to make sure that it's on. You should have already turned it on to do the parked with the external power, but I will turn it on at this point if you have a different configuration. Okay, oxygen system. We gotta check the masks. So you're gonna press and hold this button for a few seconds. Until you see that light blinking and release. Come over to the co-pilot side and do the same thing. Here, let me slide over. Press and hold for a few seconds. Okay. The weather radar knob on the MCP, you're going to press it on the pilot and the co-pilot side, and then you're going to turn it all the way to maximum brightness. Now, it's not on my checklist to do this, but as a general rule, I configure my displays as follow. Go traffic data, VOR 1 and 2, VOR 1 and 2. I leave this one on map and I put this one to plan. And that's going to be for our FMC setup later on. That's another video. Okay, next we have our takeoff warning system. And how it's going to work is we're going to take the number 1 throttle and move it up all the way.
Stabilizer.
And listen for the enunciations.
Brakes. Flat.
Okay? And now we're going to do engines 2 and 3 together. Same position.
Stabilizer. Brakes. Flat.
Okay. And the next step we got is IRS initialization. So I'm going to click FMC1 here, go to flight plan initialization, and click that. And the reason that's important is because for the first time you're firing up for the day, your IRUs are going to take up to 10 minutes to align. So if you forget to do this step before you do anything else in the FMC setup, you're going to delay your departure waiting for these things to align. You're not going anywhere until the IRUs align because they give you all of your initial guidance and reference. So if these aren't aligned, you can't do anything. Right here on the PFD, it says no taxi. When these things are aligned, it'll say 0 taxi. So this is your sign. If you see this, that means that you forgot something before you're ready to taxi out. All right. Okay, and then the last step of my cockpit preparation checklist is to set up the FMC. Now, that's another video because that's a whole other animal in itself. But if you would like to see that, please leave a comment and tell me you'd like me to go through a typical setup of the FMC for a departure. I'll be happy to show you. But again, that's outside the scope of this video. So that's basically all I got today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more, let me know. Subscribe to my channel. I do all kinds of different content. But a big one is flying this MD-11 all over the place. So if you like this sort of thing, I'm your guy. Get you on the next one.